How to get one of the world's best passports for free. You heard me right. I'm going to reveal several options that you may qualify for to obtain one of the world's strongest passports, the Argentine passport. Argentina citizenship is one of the most underrated citizenships in 2024. Today I'm going to walk you through the entire process, the different residency programs that you may qualify for, how much time you must spend in Argentina, and then also we're going to move on to the next step where I'm going to explain how to get Argentine citizenship. Before we talk about the residency options, I want to give you several benefits of Argentine citizenship. First of all, Argentina allows dual citizenship, meaning if you come from a country that also allows dual citizenship, then you may qualify for dual citizenship with Argentina, so you don't have to renounce your current citizenship. For instance, the United States of America and Argentina, they both allow dual citizenship. So you don't have to renounce your American passport if you want to become a citizen of Argentina. Likewise, if you are a Canadian and you want to obtain Argentine citizenship, you also don't have to renounce Canadian citizenship. You don't have to do that. Or let's say you come from Spain or you come from Italy, right? You don't have to renounce your citizenship to become a citizen of Argentina. Second, the Argentine passport is one of the strongest in the entire world. With an Argentine passport, you can travel to most countries, if not all countries in Latin America, visa-free. Okay, you don't have to apply for a visa to get into Latin America with an Argentine passport. Likewise, you can get into anywhere in Europe, okay, including European Union countries and non-European Union countries without a visa. So you can travel throughout Schengen, you can travel throughout the EU without a visa, and also non-EU countries. Then next, if you want to go to Southeast Asia, you also don't need a visa to visit most countries in Southeast Asia. There is an exception, Indonesia, because they now came up with a different system where they only allow Asian countries, right, citizens of Asian countries to visit the country of Indonesia visa-free. So that means if you're from Argentina, from Europe, from North America, wherever you're from, you need to get a visa to get into Indonesia. So that's an exception, but also you can get into New Zealand with an Argentine passport. You don't have to apply for a visa to visit New Zealand. This is great. Also, you can get into most of Africa with a visa or visa on arrival. Likewise, if you want to go anywhere in the Middle East, I mean, in many countries, you don't have to get a visa. This is fantastic. You really only need a visa to get into North America. So we're talking Canada, the United States. If you want to go to Saudi Arabia, you need a visa. If you want to go to China, you need a visa, and also Australia. Of course, there are many more countries, but just talking about the 5 major countries that you cannot visit visa-free with an Argentine passport. But like we said, most countries will welcome you with open arms, so it's a pretty strong passport. Another great thing about the Argentine passport is that Argentina is a well-recognized country. It is not like some small Caribbean island that we've addressed a lot on this channel, and we actually have never promoted CBI Caribbean countries for the simple reason that I wouldn't feel good about selling these programs to people knowing that the visa-free access to certain countries would eventually disappear. Now, this is not the case with an Argentine passport because Argentina is a well-branded country. It is a well-recognized country, and anywhere you go in the world, if someone sees an Argentine passport, they know exactly where you're from. They also know what the country stands for, and you're not just showing a passport from some small Caribbean island that nobody knows about. And so it's much better to get an Argentine passport than to get a passport from a small Caribbean island that offers citizenship by investment. One of the big cons of Argentine citizenship is that you cannot renounce it. But it doesn't matter unless Argentina comes up with citizenship-based taxation, right? They slap you in the face and they tell you, hey, no matter where you live now, because you have an Argentine passport, you have to pay your taxes to Argentina's government. Unless this happens, you're safe, you're good, nothing will happen. And the chances of this happening are slim to none for a number of reasons that we're going to discuss in a future video. But this is one of the cons of getting Argentine citizenship. But it shouldn't be a concern to most people anyway. All right, let's get started with Argentina's residency options, the moment that you've been waiting for. If you want to get into Argentina as a pensioner, if you have some kind of passive income, you may qualify for Argentina's Rentista visa, which allows you to stay in the country pretty much for as long as you want. And this is a great visa because the income requirements are tremendously low. You don't have to have an income of $10,000 a month like we have seen now in Malaysia, where they came up with this 40,000 ringgit a month income requirement to qualify for Malaysia's Peninsula My Second Home program. No, in Argentina now, as of June 2024, you need roughly $1,300 a month in income to qualify for the Rentista visa. A very manageable account. One thing you have to know is that if you apply as a family and say you have 2 to 3 children, you have a spouse, and obviously you need residency for more people, then you probably have to have a little bit more income for the simple reason that you must have the means to support yourself in Argentina. If you're a single applicant or even a couple, the 1,300 should suffice. One thing that I recommend for you is to consider the current exchange rate, because it fluctuates a lot, because Argentina is in economic issues, and so the Argentine peso is not particularly stable at the moment. Something that you have to know about Argentina residency is that Argentina really expects you to live in the country. They don't really want people that just spend a month or 2 months in the country, they leave, come back, spend maybe another week or two. No, Argentina expects you to really live in Argentina permanently. Argentina is not Paraguay. In Paraguay, you have to just spend 1 day per year to maintain temporary residency, and to maintain permanent residency in Paraguay, you have to spend 1 day or a few days every 3 years. Okay, so this is a different requirement, and each country is different. Argentina has its own requirements. And another thing that's important to note is that Argentina does not have a territorial tax system. So as a resident of Argentina, most likely you will be taxed on most, if not all, of your foreign sourced income. However, if there is a double tax treaty in place, then that's a different thing, but let's go back now to the Rentista visa. But I wanted to fill you in on these very, very important points. What documents do you need to qualify for Argentina's Rentista visa? You need a passport, as always. You need to show that you had a legal entry into the country. So the point of entry, your visa stamp, that's important. You need photos. You need a criminal record certificate from your home country where you have lived, your country of citizenship. You have to bring that, and that must be apostilled. The same also holds true for your wife. Now, if you have children under the age of 16, then they will not need a criminal record certificate. But as soon as they're older, they're going to need it as well. Since you want to qualify for Argentina's Rentista visa, you also need to show income. Okay, they want to see how much money you're making, and like we said, right now the amount is roughly $1,300 a month. This may be more, maybe less, depending on the current exchange rate, depending on what Argentina's government does. Maybe they want to see more income next year. Who knows? Everything and anything is possible. But how you go about the income proof is that you show your bank statements, because on the bank statements you can see the income that's coming into your account every single month. So you want to show that for at least the past 3 months, and you want to make sure that you get the bank statements validated. They need to be official, so your bank's gonna confirm each page. This is very, very important. There are also several documents that you need to get done in Argentina to get the Rentista visa. As we've pointed out, since you're going to have your domicile in Argentina, you're going to be taxed on your worldwide income. So this is something that's very important to be aware of, because we don't want to tell people that that's not the case, and then they're going to see hey, I actually have to pay taxes in Argentina. The whole process should take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. It is not unheard of for Argentina to take as much as 6 months. So be prepared for that. First, your residence is valid for 1 year, and you can renew it twice for a total of 3 years. Another option is Argentina's education visa. This is a very prominent option for someone who wants to live in Latin America for the long term, for a number of reasons. First of all, you want to learn the local language. You want to immerse yourself with the local culture, which is very important if you want to live in the country. Then what's also important is that, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because you get the residency by obtaining an education visa, plus you're learning the language at the same time. There's so many benefits to it that more and more people realize that this is really one of the most viable options, unless they have the income and unless, of course, they're qualified, if they want to invest. But the education visa is really one of the best visas that you can get. And guys, best of all, you're not limited to one particular subject. You can study Spanish, you can do that. You can even study English, or you can study anything, any other topic like business. You can study biology, you can study economy, you can study economics, you can study so many different subjects, and this is why it's great. Even if you're like in your 40s or 50s and you want to go back to school and you want to network, you want to mingle with like-minded people, you can do that in Argentina. What's also great is that these schools, okay, you can sign up to certain schools that charge you very little money, okay? We're talking like a few $100s a year. Of course, that's the entry point. You can also pay thousands and thousands per year, depending on which school you want to enroll in. What documents do you need to get Argentina's education visa? You need a passport, as we've pointed out in the previous visa that we explained, which was the Rentista visa. You need also photos. You do need a criminal record certificate. Argentina is a lot more lenient on it than a country like Paraguay, where you can't have any criminal record at all. Argentina is more lenient, okay, which is great for someone that maybe screwed up during the earlier years in life and they've been rejected by certain countries, and now they want to go to Argentina because they see that Argentina does not care about what you did 25 years ago, 30 years ago, or even 10 years ago. If it was like a misdemeanor or something that's like not very tragic, then you may still qualify for Argentina's education visa. It's great. And of course, you need also a couple documents done in Argentina locally. As I've pointed out, you need to enroll into a school, so the school must confirm that. And this is very important because when you get into Argentina on an education visa, you have to understand that you have to go to school, and they're going to ask questions and they're going to look at your attendance throughout the year. So don't think you can enroll into a school, into a university, and not attend. Please don't do that, because they really check up on that. They check up on your attendance. They even communicate with the school. And the last thing that you want is to lose your visa, to lose this chance. You don't want to break any rules. If there's a minimum attendance, which is in place, you have to follow it to a T. And please do that, because again, this is a great opportunity for you to get into a beautiful country, learn something important that's important to you, and have a path to citizenship, which is what this video is all about. Some critical facts associated with Argentina's residency, because there are certain requirements that you cannot break, because if you break these requirements, you may lose your path to citizenship. It may be delayed, it may be canceled, so you really have to be careful about certain things. The number one thing that you have to be careful about is how much time you spend in Argentina. Argentina expects you to spend the most of the year in the country, and you can be out for perhaps 90 days per year, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, but you cannot be out for 7 or 8 months. This won't work. Don't do it, because again, you have to start maybe from scratch, and maybe they're going to revoke your visa and all kinds of other problems may arise. And Argentina is very strict about that. You may not pay taxes during the first year. This sounds controversial, but let me explain what I mean by that. Since it takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months to get your residency in Argentina, oftentimes they don't expect you to pay taxes during the first year, because let's say you go to Argentina in March and you apply for residency. Great. And it's going to take until September for you to obtain a residence in Argentina. So they already know during these 6 months you were not in Argentina, and then there's just October, November, and December left, 3 months. Argentina knows that you have tax obligations to other countries, and they're probably not even going to ask for that, especially if you just spend a few months per year in the country, because they know that this is just not how it works. Now, there may be some exceptions to this rule in the first year where you may have to pay taxes in Argentina, but for sure you're going to pay taxes in year 2. So whether you pay taxes in year 1 or not really depends on how much time you spend in Argentina, when you applied for Argentina's residency, and when it got approved, and a few more things matter as well. If you're uncertain whether you have to pay taxes in Argentina during year 1 or not, please contact Nomad Elite. We have a tax attorney on our team, and they're in Argentina, they're part of our team, and we will determine whether you have to pay taxes or not during the first year. During year 2 and the following years, you will have to pay taxes, okay, no matter what. And you also have to observe the tax treaty agreements between the countries, because maybe Argentina has a tax treaty with a country where you have income, and you really have to have a look at all these details. And that's why I highly recommend you advise with a professional, with a licensed tax attorney. Don't just listen to anybody. Really consult with someone who is licensed. Okay, super important, because you don't want to rely on someone's advice who is not qualified to give you advice in the first place. And this is why we have a qualified, licensed tax attorney in Argentina, because I'm not a tax attorney, right? But we have the right people on our team to give you this information, and that you know the information is current, it's accurate, it's valid. You have all of that. How do you become a citizen of Argentina? There are a number of requirements that you have to follow to become a citizen of the beautiful country of Argentina. Number one, you have to be 18 years or older. Then secondly, you must have lived in Argentina for at least 2 consecutive years. Let's say you came to Argentina in September 2024 and you stayed on residency for the past 2 years, and let's say today is September 2026, then you'd be eligible to apply for Argentine citizenship. So it's the starting point of your residency, and then 2 years to become a citizen. And what's also important is that you actually confirm, that's at the court, that you want to become a citizen of Argentina. It is a verbal statement that you make at the court. So since you've stayed until the end of the video, I'm not going to fill you in on the shortcuts. So basically, one thing that you can do is you can marry an Argentine citizen, and by marrying an Argentine citizen, you will become a citizen of Argentina much quicker than most people will naturalize in Argentina. So obviously marriage is a big commitment, but if you want to live in Argentina and if you want to marry an Argentine citizen, then that is the fastest way for you to get into the country legally, and it's the most effective way possible because you're looking at the shortest turnaround time available. Birth tourism is big in Argentina. Let's say you have a baby with an Argentine citizen, you're not married to her, but you have a baby with her, then that will give you lots of privileges, and the path to citizenship will be much quicker because your baby was born on the land, right, on Argentine soil, and you would become a citizen of Argentina much quicker and with way fewer headaches, hopefully, than if you were to go down the investment path or the Rentista visa, or you want to enroll in a school and do that. No, this would be much quicker, and you don't have to have a baby with an Argentine citizen. In fact, you can come into Argentina with a foreign partner or spouse and have a baby in Argentina and consequently qualify for Argentine citizenship. Actually, both of you, let's say your spouse is of foreign origin and you would come into Argentina to have the baby in Argentina, then both of you would actually be able to qualify for Argentine citizenship. So this is a fantastic option. As you can see, the requirements to obtain Argentine citizenship are actually quite soft, and there are many paths to Argentine citizenship. You don't have to invest, you don't have to go to university, you don't have to qualify by proving income, you don't have to get an education visa. There are so many options for you, and especially if you want to develop your personal life in the southern part of South America, then Argentina is one of the best countries to obtain citizenship. Like we also said, Argentina allows dual citizenship, so you don't have to surrender your American or Canadian passport. You can keep your current citizenship while becoming a citizen of Argentina. I appreciate you staying until the end of the video, and now I'm going to fill you in on how you can get Argentine citizenship by descent. So you're over 18 years, your parents are of Argentine origin. What you can do is you can go to the consulate or embassy where you're located. Let's say that's in America, that's in Canada, in Europe, in Australia, anywhere. You go there and you apply for Argentine citizenship. That's assuming that one of your parents is Argentine, has Argentine citizenship. One of them needs to be of Argentine origin. You're going to have to provide your birth certificate with apostille. Super important. Likewise, the parent of yours who is of Argentine origin, who is Argentine, also has to provide their birth certificate. It has to be the acta de nacimiento. Very important. You also have to provide the Argentine ID of the father or mother. And of course, the passport of the applicant, which is you. Why should you move to Argentina? Argentina is one of the most diverse countries in the whole Latin America and in the entire world. Argentina has beaches, mountains, glaciers, tropical climate, subtropical, seasons, 4 seasons. Argentina has everything. Argentina is a very powerful country, and agriculturally speaking, Argentina has a lot going for it. And now with the new president in charge, Argentina is on the right track to turn its trajectory around. And this is very important. What we're seeing in Argentina is a run that seems to be looking good for the country. Argentina is a country of immigrants. This is important because we're talking about getting Argentine citizenship in this video, and there's nothing better than moving to a country that has a proven track record of liberty, of welcoming immigrants. Something that's very important to note: Argentina and Mexico are naturalizing the most people anywhere in Latin America. So this is great. Obviously, Argentina and Mexico are also two of the largest countries in Latin America. But if you want to become a citizen, Argentina offers a clear path to citizenship. And in most cases, Argentina actually wants you to become a citizen. It's not like a country that does not want you. Argentina wants you. Mexico too, right? Once you're in the system, it's relatively easy to obtain citizenship in Argentina. It is a great passport because you enjoy visa-free access or visa-on-arrival access to over 160 countries. Obviously, this number changes from year to year. Every year there are changes in different countries. Sometimes they require a visa, sometimes not, but it's been well over 160 countries, actually higher than 160, but to be safe, we say 160 countries or more. The low cost of living is another big advantage of moving to Argentina. You can cut your living costs in half, and oftentimes you can reduce your living costs by as much as 70 or 80%. This is an amazing incentive that's waiting for you. You just have to pick it up, take advantage of it, and even if you are going to pay taxes in Argentina, due to the drastic living cost cut, you're going to have more money. You're most likely going to have more money, and there are certain tax avoidance strategies that we may be able to help you implement. Tax avoidance is perfectly legal, so we follow the legal code and we help you optimize your taxes and create the best life that you can have for yourself in Argentina. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. If you want to move to Argentina and if you want to work with one of the most sought after relocation agencies in South America, please contact Nomad Elite today. You should see our website link displayed below the video. Contact us, book a consultation, and we would love to help you get residency and obtain citizenship in Argentina. Thank you so much for watching Nomad Elite. We really appreciate you, and we see you on the next video.